Though most of our customers tend to start with building out their sales go-to-markets, as they bring customer success into the platform to build and manage territories, we tend to see that they derive a lot more value from the customer success side of things. And a lot of that has to do with the constant nature of prospects becoming customers, and they're almost carving net new books of business throughout the year rather than the traditional let's go build sales territories once a year and go after things. So I'm going to just kind of walk through an example of how some of our customers leverage FullCast to manage their customer success territories. Left-hand side's that segmentation column, and we've kind of split out the territories by looking at different regions. So EMEA, APAC, and as we go down, we have our commercial, enterprise, and like a shared services territory. And then furthermore, under the enterprise, we've got a couple of enterprise customer success territories. These rules are all based off of a behind the scenes thing that you would set up. In this case, we're using maps to build out our regions. And then under a EMEA, we're actually leveraging just the ARR, which differs from the sales side of things because usually that is based off of like employees or other things. So the ARR is how they've decided to split up the enterprise and commercial and shared services segments. And then further down, the enterprise territories are then built out using what we call a smart plan. And we've just decided to balance these four territories across the total ARR or the sum of the ARR. So this will, depending on the criteria we put in here, will go and balance the books of business for you. So I'm just going to go ahead and back out of this because we're going to look at um, the balancer here. And if we glance at this, and we're going to add labels, we can see that, well, we're pretty close, and we have 172,000 in ARR that's in unassigned, and this is actually a recent prospect that is now a customer. And so what ends up happening is customers have this prospects here, and whenever they flip, we can auto rerun the rules on that account, which essentially means go put it in the territory that it should belong to. However, in this case, the CS leader that manages enterprise chooses to have this in an unassigned, so it gets dumped here. And then they can make this decision of where to put it in the book of business. So they can leverage those reportings like the balancer and say, okay, well, it seems like logically I'm going to go ahead and put it in enterprise one. We'll go back into segments and we can move that into enterprise one. Additionally, we can rerun the rules on the unassigned, which will then move this account to the next appropriate bucket or book based on the rules that we specified. And then once we're happy, we can hit commit, and then we're leveraging the assignments that exist here. In this case, Kendall is assigned to Enterprise 1. And so all of the accounts in Enterprise 1 will be owned by Kendall. And we can also push in things like Lorraine as the head of customer success and Whitney as the director of CS. And finally, we can set targets or quota on the enterprise level. So in this case, we've got the on the enterprise one level, the 303,000 is the renewal revenue. So that's what we've closed year to date. And then we've got 201,000 year to date in targets. And then finally, the total target for the year is 1.9 million. And so we can see that we've got different books or different targets for each of the months. And this person is doing quite well with the year so far. If we go down into like Enterprise 4, I think we might see a much different story where they're a little bit behind this month and that we're only halfway through, they might make it in. And that's how customer success is leveraging FullCast to build, manage, maintain CS territories as well as set targets on each of the books of business.